damage during the rain, and I believe Igni does less damage during the rainstorms because it's based on fire. But yeah, I was talking about the lines of battle. So the Nilfgaardians have invaded the north, and they've taken over Temeria, which is the area we've been questing in, the south area. They have been stopped by the Pontar River, which is this huge, massive river that used to cut Redania in the north from Temeria, and it's been a natural boundary between the two kingdoms, and now it is a natural boundary between Redania and Nilfgaard. And Redania has eaten up its northern neighbors to the east, and has become a unified force against Nilfgaard, which the north was never unified against them, so which is why they came in so easily. It's a bunch of smaller kingdoms vying for their own political aims and control, so they're easy to take apart. But Redania kind of backstabbed its allies and took actual control over the places. And they have their own language. And I'm really glad I turned on subtitles on them because it translates it for me. Do you know the worst is the pox, Temerian gorillas going hungry. Blasted idleness. We sit here like lumps in a log. Forgotten they exist. So yeah, the war's kind of moved into sort of a stalemate. Do you have anything? No. So this is just a forward observation post, most likely. Yes. The Yoruga River is a river farther to the south that was originally dividing Nilfgaard from Temeria. And Temeria, through the events of the last game, The Witcher 2, we saw the death of the king of Temeria, which I cannot full test, which was the beginning spark of the second Witcher game. And that destabilized the area and destabilized the kingdom. You can get a few peaks in the distance of the city that we're going to. That it destabilized the area enough, in which we found out was a Nilfgaardian plot to do so. I think all of these roads should lead to where we're going, but I'm not 100% certain. There's an overturned wagon down here, an abandoned site. Well, that means that there's monsters about. I wonder if it's those over there. It is. Oh, it's directly in front of me. Oh, it's... How did I miss this tiny little house? Oh, yeah, this is going to be brilliant. So I'm going to clear out this abandoned site, and we'll get a nice side look at Novgorod. Or, not Novgorod, Oxenford.
Damn.
Apparently I was using... Axie. No. No, 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 no. Need you to not be in the water. Thank you very much. Okay. Come back out. Yeah. On the land. Off with your arm, and I'm gonna burn you to death. And watch you die. Any trolls around these parts? Yeah, all roads lead to Rome. There should be a troll that I specifically know of. They're rather rare still. Oh, it became day. Oh, I was hoping for a night view of the city. But I guess we get a full grandeur view in the daytime. So this, my dear friend, is the city of Oxenford.
I'll name him Geralt.
This is a great town that possesses the University of Oxenford. So this is all explorable. You can't go in every single building, but the city exists, and it has a great bridge that makes it significantly harder to get into. It is massive. And just to put it into scale and perspective, this is not the largest town. So this is Oxenford, right in the middle. I'm just going to zoom out a little bit so you can get a real scope of how big Oxenfurt is, and then I'm going to go over to Novgorod. Novgorod is significantly larger and just beautifully immense. So I'm saving that one for a few episodes down the way. And this is just the open world portion of it. I absolutely love this game for this exact reason.
You can try to win them all.
And what you can find in those towns, because they are exactly that. They're cities.
Redania.
They are, yeah, they are Redanian soldiers here. So this is the battle line between Nilfgaard and Redania. So what you can find in the cities is significantly more because there are more people like you would normally. So within spitting distance there are Redanian soldiers next to a Nilfgaardian observation camp. And then you have this huge swath of burned out land, which is a no man's land that you would simply see for a siege. So there's probably another encampment of soldiers over here. But that's right, I also got a... I wonder if this is an... Is this a Redanian one or a Nilfgaardian one? I should be able to get in here. Damn, it's a Redanian camp.
To death on 3 pounds of steel.
So this is a Redanian forward siege camp, where they are constructing cranes and trebuchets, and they're getting ready. It's a stonecutter settlement. Ha! So they're cutting stone, and it's a vital
like necrophages. Vile in
piece of industry for the town. Prisoner of wars. And this is just a supporting town for the larger settlement. Oh yeah, so this is the main one here.
Stop pestering me.
So,
You can try to win
do you
them all.
have...
You won't.
Is there someone of note in here? Wow. I don't think I've ever been here. Wow, this has got to be an officer's house. There's information, loot, drawing of the Beast of Toussaint. Drawing of the Beast of Toussaint. No. I'm fine. Is this a reference to... So the Beast of Toussaint is a reference to the Blood and Wine DLC that will be significantly later on. But it's a beast that is killing people in Toussaint. And no one really knows what it is, so these are, I guess, artist renditions of what the beast would be? But no one really knows. It's just a beast that's killing people. I love that. It's a reference to that. But here is a larger map. So we have access to essentially the lower, or the middle left portion of this map, in between the two Nilfgaardian line on the bottom and the Redanian line kingdom at the top. So our Pontar River from that, it should be, yeah, so it's basically like the very left portion of this map where that goes in. And then, so it's the entirety of the Pontar River that goes up and around that is the border. Nilfgaard's taken over everything else. And this large river more to the bottom is the Uruga River, which was the last great barrier that they crossed. And then the land in between the two rivers on the left was Temeria, which is what we are currently in right now. But, man, I haven't ever been in this house before. That is a really cool reference. So this has to be like an officer's house, which would make sense with the heraldry sitting outside. Baron Palmerin of Lundfall's coat of arms. Yeah, so it's a baron. But, again, sidetracked with all of the interesting things. So we're about to go into a proper Redanian-controlled city, which we've been kind of existing in the Nilfgaardian side of things. So now we get to go into the northern kingdoms. The Baron gave us a writ of passage. which, because I believe Oxenfurt or getting anywhere across the river would be closed to passage without proper clearance. So this is the Great Bridge of Oxenfurt, which the engineering feat on this is just fantastic. I love that this builds up to this city, where you're going into this bridge and you can see the city on the sides, and you go into it from above, so you can see all of it.
Halt! No passage.
Case of the plague surface in the city or something?
The plague? No. We're to not let folk in the city. It's an order, so I don't, unless someone's got a pass.
So the city's closed, which makes entire sense because you would be worried about spies coming into the city from the Nilfgaardian side, which is this bridge goes to essentially the front lines with Nilfgaard. I know what pass we have. Who restricted access to the city? I want to know that
Who ordered
one.
the city gates closed?
Word is the king himself.
So the King of Redania.
Doesn't want paupers and refugees pissing all over his beautiful city. Apart from which, when folk can go hither and thither, always a chance some spy will slink through. This way, spies got it harder. So, no pass,
The exact
no passage.
reference I wanted to make, or I just made. But yeah, so the King of Redania loves Oxenfurt. It's a symbol of prestige. It's a university. It is essentially, as the name alludes to, it's close to. I cannot think of the actual university in London with the same Ox portion of it. I don't remember at the moment, but it's very similar to that grand university. It's world renowned for being a center of learning, so it's very prestigious. It's actually where Oxford, thank you, and it's Oxenfurt, which Oxenfurt, Oxenfurt was where Dandelion went to go to college, essentially, where he learned how to be a bard in his youth. And he's an alumni. We'll probably meet him around there as well.
This way, you mean?
Yeah, we got a pass from
Let
the
me
Baron.
look at that.
So that should let me in.
Missing a seal, the red one.
The red one.
Impossible.
Department of Civil Defence forgot again. They're really off their heads these days. Happens, so be it. You may come through.
So we didn't have a complete seal. This is a show of lax security.
Choked to death on 3 pounds of steam.
Such cities, yeah, don't start violence. Tend to be narrow, so I don't believe I can use, I don't believe Roach can gallop in here. That's probably my only restriction of movement. Yeah, so some nobles in different garb as we enter a proper civilized area. These travelers and nobles all getting into the city of Oxenfurt. Just cities and defense penetrated. Yes. It's like, bureaucracy, if they screwed up, why not? We have the proper city, I believe, is to the left, and then to the right, over here, should be Oxenfurt University itself, which I don't believe I have access to at this moment.
Same as always.
Yeah.
Started with a fingernail.
It is
Ended
just
with breaking a bone.
absolutely beautiful. We introduced 2 more witch hunters and are actual supported of witch hunters in this city as well. So the King of Redania has set up
Orson Jr.'s men visit
a
you too,
witch hunt
collecting protection
since the
coin.
last game, as the plot of the Lodge of Sorceresses has come forward that the Lodge of Sorceresses was scheming to assassinate all of the kings of the north to bring all of the kingdoms in line with their will. Just no house is the same, and they all have uses, and
They found another
purposes.
corpse yesterday. Drained to the last drop. Not an ounce of blood left. Skin and bones.
Last, streets aren't safe no more.
Sounds
Ah,
like
you got nothing to fear.
we
Haven't
have
you
a
heard?
vampire on
The
the loose.
beast only attacks rich blokes.
Crawl
Won't
back
even
under
glance
your
at you.
rock.
What's this devil? Since when's a monster care if a man's wealthy or poor?
Maybe they taste different. You know, a fish lives in the muck's got different flesh than one that swims clear mountain streams.
Yeah, so I think that's either a reference to the beast of Toussaint, or there might actually be a vampire here, which would be fascinating. So there's a notes board nearby, but a beggar.
That one? Oh yeah, I interfered.
No. So then there's also the docks of Oxenfurt. So there's a market selling tanned goods. Like this is a merchant I can't really interact with. I have no interest in what he's buying. But he exists to these people. And you also have a gnome,
They help with cramps, cleaning the
or
bilious.
a halfling,
Well,
selling wares here as well.
For the war, I lectured and quartered me at the academy. Where's this side? Will that be all?
And a fish merchant, and food. There's also... I have to get here. Just a group of bards in the market square performing. Very similar to our own lives. Yes, it's like that building is a different color. There's a military outpost over there. There's armor, more merchants. And then you go just around a corner and you get to the dockyard, which then turns into a more
You'll
rough
choke to death
and
on 3 pounds of steel.
harsher area as you have dock workers. There are events that do pop up from time to time. They end up being quests, but they do just kind of show up. I wonder if... I think I remember an event happening in this alleyway, eventually, that I get accosted for having swords in the city. I believe it was by Redanian soldiers, or it might be something else. I also know this grand galley of a ship is the boat of the king, and the king of Redania is visiting Oxenfurt. This just grandiose ship in the dockyard. I don't believe I can get very close to it.
Whitey, why'd your hair go white?
Again,
My auntie says
I
I
believe I
talk
can
too
get
much.
to it. Ah, yes, and he's brought priests of the eternal fire. Characters like this, the city does change significally in the night. Like a lot of these people won't be about. Like the merchant stalls shut down, and there are different people about. I don't know. Like they should move about themselves, but mostly between the day and night cycle, people are rather static. Some people move, some people don't. Like, what are you? The Sodi Brothers Auction House. I think I remember a quest being in there, but I don't know if I have access to the auction house. No, I don't. Like, I am not well enough bred to go into the auction houses at the moment. But there are just merchants
Where's that
hawking their wares.
To be here a week past.
And there are unique merchants.
Was it to travel through the hills to the east, other side of the river?
It was.
And
There's
then,
no point in waiting.
that was kind of odd that you just teleported. I mean, there's beggars in the streets. And then there's just the other side of the city, which there aren't really major walls. It's the defense of the river and the embankments to protect it. There's more supporting cities over there.
Your
And
muggy just ain't like any
wonder if I
I've
can go
ever
in
seen.
here. Nope, it's locked. And this is the northern gate? Yes. I don't know if they migrate to the tavern or not, but I do know they are... I believe they're not around during the night. I can easily find out. Let's just pop into the market. What are you selling? Cheese and bread. And then various other groceries. And there's a traveling merchant. So we're just going to meditate for just a little bit during the night. About 9 p.m. should be perfectly fine. And then, oh, and it's raining now. Even better. So yeah, the market's closed down. The stalls are closed. The city is rather abandoned at night. People move indoors. People have gone to bed. There are more witch hunters and guards about. They're all carrying torches. There should be an inn. Is this the inn? There's more. Yeah, this has got to be the inn. There are drunken soldiers outside. So we can go inside and see if the bards have moved within.
You will sweat like a swine in that bucket.
That's the kitchens. The seal, the Redanian. Shoo, drunken soldiers. No, there's no entertainment here at the moment. It is a rather small tavern.
What's an oddity like that doing here?
Bards at an inn. There's music at a true tavern.
One drink all I had.
Yeah, like, there's more shady characters. Oh, you're a Redanian soldier. That's fine. Yeah. So most of the dock workers have left. There's more different guards guarding the king's ship. And just the city is quiet. I don't believe that the time of day matters for your quests, though. People are still allowed to be about. Is this a bit that I can go in? No. It's locked. Most sane people have their doors locked.
Long live acceptance.
I can get a haircut.
I feel like
I don't remember if some businesses close at night or not.
Greetings, Master. What can I do for you?
Got a razor and shears? Good. Make me look decent.
Make me look decent. So I can get a new haircut. Oh, I kind of like this one, though. Shaved except for a ponytail, long and loose. I don't know. Want to be clean shaven, like a full beard trimmed short, bushy goatee and a short mustache, friendly mutton chops. I want a mustache and a soul patch. No, I kind of like the way Geralt looks, honestly.
So long.
But it is, I believe, the default hairstyles are the only ones that grow back. Like if you pay to get a permanent, or pay to get an actual like haircut or a style, it becomes permanent at that point. I'm not 100% certain on that one. Yeah, it's just raining now. Things have become quieter. Oh yes. We will eventually get to you as well. Eventually. Not now, though. So there should be, I believe we got close to a notice board. Oh, yes, it's in the... So it's out front of the tavern. I do enjoy it as well. It's also... I do enjoy the fact that when you go to certain events, like when we met the Emperor, we had to become the, his attendant had to make us look presentable. So he gave us a haircut and a shave. Mostly to bring down the stench, make it look civilized, and get rid of the lice. But then, as we traveled, our hair grew back, and the beard grew back. So we were clean shaven when we met the Emperor. But now there's a beard. And there are a few more events, I believe, that he does actually get shaven. Beware of trolls, this is exactly what I was looking for. So this is a notice of trolls. seen and heard to the east of Oxenford, on the left bank of the Pontar. Said troll has been known to sing Redanian marching tunes. It is suspected that this is part of some Nilfgaardian diversion tactic. It is recommended that this area be avoided until the appropriate branch of His Majesty's services can take care of the problem. In the event of an encounter with the troll, it is recommended to remain immobile, keeping low to the ground and covering one's head with one's arms. There exists a chance that the beast will not then attack, or will mistake the potential victim thus situated for a mock. Ah, it's like the tales of sitting still with bears. Contract Monster in Oxenford by orders of our most magnanimous ruler, King Radovid V. Any intermittent monster slaying reading this notice is obligated to abandon any currently unresolved contracts immediately and devote himself to tracking and slaying this monster. The beast in question has befouled the cradle of human intellect, the city within whose territory lies the oldest of academies of learning, namely Oxenford. The swordman who puts an end to this criminal's doings will be rewarded with a king's full generosity. Beast Oxenford Forest, contract, Woodland Beast, Gwent. So I don't know if you were about Manicates when played Gwent for a time, but this is an invitation for it as well again, but I don't know if my deck is good enough for it. Careful, there's a swindler about. Attention countrymen, don't get taken in by the platitudes and false prophecies dealt in by a certain so-called soothsayer dwelling in Benkelham. I don't believe I have to kill the troll. It's like most other things, like there's still the choice. So I believe there's always the choice of whether or not you actually want to kill like the sentient beings. And trolls are sentient beings. They may be, by human standards, extremely stupid, but they are still sentient, capable of making choices and talking and making decisions. So, and Geralt's personal Witcher code, which he claims to be just the Witcher code, there's not 100% on whether or not that is true, he doesn't take the life of sentient creatures unless they're doing evil. So he won't just kill a monster because, or he won't just kill like a troll, for example, because it's a troll. It has to be like killing people or like doing evil in order for it to gain the ire of Geralt. So there's a man who calls himself a sage. Don't let him cheat you, it'll only encourage him. Okay. Benkelham. I don't know where that is, but that should have also unlocked all of the, or a bunch more, unknown discovered locations about. I think that I discovered a whole bunch more here. So we were originally here, which, definitely doing the troll. Definitely going to try to find the troll, so it said to the east, someplace. So, not exactly certain, but we might have gotten a quest for it. Forefathers, Eve, Fall the House, The Truth in the Stars. Visit the Soothsayer. Deep in the swampy woods of Velen, there is a roadside altar praising the glories of one of the forgotten gods. That is where Geralt encountered a shriveled, half-senile old man who claimed he could foretell the future and would read Geralt's fortune for a small fee. Where's that? That's... Oh, we haven't been down there. I wonder if that's the soothsayer that we just got warned about that would scam us. But just looking for swords and dumplings. Oh, alright, that's in Oxenford, or Novgorod. Volunteer, that's in Novgorod. Witcher contract. Beast of Honorton, Mysterious Tracks, Series of Bywars Murder, the Woodland Beast, Guard Post by the Bridge to Novgorod, the Swamp Thing. Oh, yes. Oh, that's in the Swamp of Velen. Oxenford trunk. Ah, so this is the monster of Oxenford. So I don't